Today we have a 2011 Honda Accord in the shop for the rear speakers not working. We've been through and pulled the stereo, checked the stereo, that's good. We have the removal video for the stereo on our website. And we moved on to the amplifier. Now the amplifier, we've removed it last week and found a blown output in it and repaired it. But this is the amplifier. And we're going to show you where this amplifier is located and how to remove it. There are 3 mounting screws to it, 2 here on the right side and 1 here on the bottom left. What we started with here was grasping the inside of this panel along the door jamb and pulling it straight up. And it pops right up and releases. There are 4 clips along this panel, 4 pink clips it looks like here, pinkish orange. Make sure they remain on the panel. If they don't, you'll have to pull them up out of the openings here. But we pull this panel up because there is a tab here on the front that goes into an opening on the next panel here. And the next panel here, we're going to also pull up the weather stripping here because there's pieces that go into this side panel that we need to remove as well. And we're going to pull this back and up. And there's a tab at the very front that's kind of difficult to pull. There we go. And this is going to allow us to remove this panel as well. Now we're going to move up under the dash here, and there's another black panel that goes across the front here, and we're going to grasp the front of this and tug the front of this down. These clips will release as well and work our way across the side. Again, 3 clips across the front here, and then we're going to pull this panel forward. There are several long tabs here, one here on the front of the panel and another up here at this corner as well, and they fit little slots in the bottom here so that they go back in and secure the back edge of that panel. The clips secure the front edge. And this is going to give us access to the amplifier, which sits up here in this corner. We have the 2 main connectors here, and when we were removing this amplifier, it has a second bolt-on bracket on it, and this bracket we had to remove in order to get it out of the opening because the bracket takes up too much space. You can't wiggle it out, so we're going to remove these 2 screws off the bracket. And when we go to put this bracket on, that'll be the spot where you need to do this backwards and take it out to remove the bracket. But we're going to remove these 2 screws. That'll take this bracket right off, this portion of the bracket. And this will allow us to put the amplifier back up in its place here, wiggle it up in through, and it would come out this way if we were putting it in. Make sure we don't pinch any wires as we put this back in, but it's fed back up in and sits way up here. Now that we have it into this spot, we're going to put this small bracket back on. After we get up past the wire bundles here and screw these screws back in. Now that took 2 hands to put that bracket back on once it got back up here in place, and this amplifier will push back up past the wire bundles here. Okay, we got the amplifier back in. We have up here on the right the metal bracket has 2 screws on the side that we mentioned earlier. Let's see if I can point them out to you. Just to the left of the pink cable there are 2 screw holes that are towards the front of the amplifier, and 1 hole down here at the bottom of the amplifier. There's little hooks on these brackets as well that go into slots, one here on the right of the screw opening, and at the top openings there is a bracket, a little tongue that goes in one of the openings up there on the top as well. But we removed the 2 screws on the front leading edge and the 1 screw here at the bottom, and that'll allow you to remove the amplifier. Now we're going to take our 10 millimeter, sometimes a ratchet will work, but we have a 10 millimeter 90-degree screwdriver here, and we have the 1 screw here at the bottom of the amplifier. Let's see if we can get that into the picture here. We have the 2 from the bracket, and just below that is the 1 mounting screw right there. This screw right here is the one that's going to
one at the bottom, it's 10 millimeter, and then up at the top where we were talking earlier, I put the 2 screws in up here on the right. You can barely see them right up there, but those are 2 10 millimeter bolts there in the center of the screen. One's right here, and the other one is right there up above it. These are kind of difficult to get to, but once you get this amp, the connectors out of the amp and release, you'll be able to remove that bracket on the amplifier to get it out through the opening here. There are the 2 connectors here have little triggers on them, and these connectors have a trigger on the back of them. You push it down with your thumb and it releases the lock and will allow you to wiggle these connectors loose. At this point we're going to plug this back in and give it a quick test and see what we can do about getting this amplifier working again. Let's see here, the 2 connectors, and we're going to plug them in right there. We're going to bolt the amplifier in. Hope this video has been helpful. See our website for other removal instructions, including the car stereo. Hope this video has been helpful. Please subscribe, and thank you for watching.